Hi, I'm Auriel Grace, and today we're going to talk about energy leaks. So, what is an energy leak? Well, an energy leak is when you are just leaking energy everywhere, where you're always feeling tired, frustrated, you have anxiety, you're just like, ugh, right? And a lot of times our energy leaks come from worry. It comes from like somebody energetically vamping off of us. um, and it comes from like just, spewing your own verbal, whatever, energetic, emotional crap everywhere. So when I do a reading, I'm also looking at you energetically and I'm seeing where your energetic leaks are. And a lot of times they're through each chakra. Like I'll look at your chakras, and most people's solar plexus, their heart chakra, and their throat. That's where they're leaking. Okay. And the solar plexus, the reason why you would be leaking energy there is because you're doing something against your will. You're not willing to do this. And so there's like this, and a lot of people that have energy leaks in their solar plexus have stomach issues, intestinal issues. They have uh, they have like all kinds of craziness going on, right? So we want to make sure that our chakras are balanced and that they are moving in a good way. They're about 2 to 3 inches in diameter, spinning at a comfortable speed for you. Okay. All right. So, how do we stop energy leaks? First of all, we look at ourselves. We look and be honest with ourselves, right? We look at ourselves and we go, okay, my solar plexus looks like a puddle and I am lacking in energy. So the solar plexus is the will. It's what are you willing to do and how are you willing to do it? And if you're going against your will, or if you're willing something hard, it can really kind of mess you up because you'll be leaking energy from there. And that will actually make you tired, and including your heart chakra and the throat chakra. So the heart chakra is an emotional thing. It is where love is, and it is what you believe in love. What is your belief about love and unconditional love and how it works, right? And the throat chakra is usually when it's leaking, it means that you're not being heard or you're talking too much. So take a breath, right? And take a breath and connect to your chakras and breathe light into the chakras, strengthen them, because that is really going to help. And also some inner thoughts, some inner workings, right? You may have to change something in your life. You may have to get rid of some people that maybe are not serving your highest good and you are not serving their highest good. Yeah. So, and that is, sometimes it's heartbreaking, and you have to move forward. It doesn't mean that those people leave your life completely. It's just that maybe you're not spending as much time with them, right? So that you're not under their influence so much, so that you can create things for yourself. Okay? So we'll talk about each one. We'll talk about what how we can stop it and why it needs to be stopped. First of all, if you want to feel strong and you want to feel like you're in charge of your life, that you can make your own decisions, that you're independent, you'll need to really examine, like, are you up to it? And what influences you, right? Are you lazy? Do you just not care? And so you're just going to leak energy everywhere and just be like a blob. It's a choice. A lot of people choose that. Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm doing something about this. I can't be leaking energy everywhere because I actually have goals that I want to accomplish. So you stand back and you look at your situations that you're in and you decide what you're going to do about them. You know, what are you going to do about making yourself stronger, better, so that you can move forward, right? Okay, so people that have the solar plexus thing usually have something going on, like with martyr stuff. Martyr stuff is like, oh, I've got to just give up my life and like, oh, and suffer. Yes, again, that's a choice. But martyrdom is not that great of a thing to choose. It really isn't. Yes. And we all have a choice because this is a free will planet. You can decide, nah, I'm done with being a martyr. Done. And I'm going to create something for myself. I'm not giving up my life for this. I'm going to instead give my life meaning. Give my life something for myself. And so give up the martyr. You're done. Bye. All right. Fear. Overcoming fear it's more of a personal thing. It's not so universal as martyrdom. Right? So fear is personal. What are you afraid of? That would be the question to ask. Because a lot of times the first answer isn't exactly what you're afraid of. It isn't. It's deeper. And so you have to like peel back the layers to get to the specific fear and then look at it. Is this really something I should be afraid of? And how can I overcome it? Right? Because once you see the fear, once you feel the fear, once you realize what it exactly is, then you can go, okay, so this is what I'm afraid of. I can overcome this. And that, again, is what are you willing to do? And how are you willing to do it? Right? Everyone has the ability to overcome obstacles. Sometimes we have to be patient with ourselves as we start overcoming those obstacles. It might take us a while to do it. And be patient and love yourself enough to have the patience to move through the obstacles so that you can come back into yourself, right? You can love yourself. So we'll move up to the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is amazing, like all the chakras. But the heart chakra is the mediator for all the chakras. And when I look at somebody, that's usually the first place I go is the heart chakra because it is a mediator and it is the place where we hold a lot of emotion. We do. And a lot of beliefs about how we should be, right? And we also carry in there like our heartache, our heartbreak, unrequited love, all that fun stuff. And that stuff is stuff that we need to work on and release and forgive, right? Carrying that stuff in your heart area actually is not good for you. All of us have had it. All of us have been through it. Heartache, heartbreak, unrequited love. We're human. Be a human. Acknowledge that. And when you see it, look at it and go, okay, yeah. What is it that created this heartbreak? What is it that created this unrequited love? And how can I release it? So, with love, unconditional love, you will find that you're happier, that you smile more. Because I like smiling. I like being happy. I laugh a lot, and it's fun. I find that I'm having fun whatever I'm doing. So, but I also know I have had heartbreak and heartache and unrequited love too. And what I have done and what I have learned to do so that I'm not sitting in it and feeling sorry for myself and being frustrated and angry. Instead, I'm like, okay, so this didn't work out. I cannot change it. But I can take what I learned from it and utilize that and let go of that pain. And it doesn't mean that you have to let go of it like right now, like you're ripping it out by the roots and you're throwing it away, because a lot of times that doesn't work anyway. So what are you doing? Instead, you look at it, you forgive it. You forgive yourself, you forgive the person involved, and you move on. And you keep moving on. So everyone has their own way of forgiveness and release. And so when we're working with the heart, I always, like, a lot of my advice is this, is I release you, I forgive you, I love you, I bless you, and I thank you. And then I push that energy out of my energy field. And you can just see that energy just push out. Because the more we cycle our thoughts about something, the more we cycle our thoughts, we are leaking energy. So then we're tired. And we don't have the energy to do anything else because we're so busily cycling those thoughts. Like, how could I have changed it? What could I have done? Blah, 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 blah. And it just keeps rolling around in your brain. And you're exhausted from thinking about it. You're leaking energy. So you get the spinny stuff going on in the brain. And you catch yourself doing it. Take a breath. I love you. I release you. And release that energy. And every time it starts, especially the heart stuff, every time it starts, catch yourself. I love you. I release you. Push the energy out. Each time that you push that energy out, you're pushing parts of it out. And pretty soon, one day you will push the whole thing out. And you'll be like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, I'm a new person. So instead of like relying on everyone else by in them, go within, take a deep breath, and start doing your release work. You can do it. I know you can. If you need help, there's plenty of energy workers that can help you. You can get a Reiki session. You can go and have cranial sacral therapy. You can get some bars done. You can do all kinds of energetic stuff to assist you, to support you in your efforts so that you are not leaking energy and you have energy for yourself and your family, right? So with the heart chakra, you will feel spent all the time, like energetically, emotionally, you're gonna just be like, spent. So you wanna make sure that you're clearing that pain out as you can, and you're releasing it as you can, so that you can move forward and have different experiences, better experiences, wonderful experiences, so that you're not always like stuck in the same cycle, right? Because we learn from each experience. So think about that as you're thinking about, your heartache, your heartbreak, and all that stuff. And I've done some videos about soulmates and things like that, so I'll hook them up somewhere in here. You can check them out. So you want to be able to clear your heart chakra. If you're having a really hard time with it, I do something that's called soul retrieval, and we go back and we clear that heart so that you are released from that burden. Okay? And it works. It's good. And usually about a week later, you're feeling much better, more balanced. Okay. All right. So the throat chakra, that's another place where we leak energy. So when we feel like we're not being heard, that's a big thing, is when a lot of people feel like they're not being heard, their throat chakra just, it'll either get really big or really small. And we shut up. We don't say anything, but our brain is like on overdrive, right? Because we have all these things that we need to communicate, and nobody's listening to us. And so what are we doing? We're thinking. And so, again, spinny thoughts, stop yourself, release the energy. Okay? I want to make sure to release that energy. And then when we feel like, we're chatterboxes and that, and we feel like we need to be bossy and tell people what to do, that also can create leakage, and that will create like neck problems. It will create like the back of your head to hurt. It'll give you headaches. It'll do all kinds of stuff, right? So you want to make sure that your throat chakra is balanced and that you're actually listening to what you're saying and what other people are saying. And if you feel like you're not being heard when you're speaking, take a breath and figure out a way to be heard. Okay? Figure it out, because sometimes people can't hear you. And you may have to use different words. You may have to write instead of speak. There might have to be just a different way of communicating so that you can get your point across. So be flexible with that. And really be flexible with all things in your life so that you can figure out the best way, your highest and best good. Okay? And the highest and best good for everyone else as well. So, and that's really, we want to make sure that we are not leaking energy. Okay? We don't want that, because when we leak energy, we don't have enough energy to take care of ourselves. And then we're frustrated and it's no fun. Okay. So that's energy leaks. I hope that was clear for you. And make sure that you do the chakra meditation. I have a chakra meditation. I'll hook that up in this video too somewhere. And a chakra meditation once a month will assist you with maintenance. It's really good to maintain your energy field and your chakras. All right? Because when you're maintaining them, then there is no energy leaks and you're in balance, right? Spiritual hygiene. We have physical hygiene, so let's take care of our spiritual hygiene as well. All right. Okay. So remember, when you're leaking energy and you know where you're leaking it from, take a breath. Pinpoint it. Pinpoint that energy, that emotion, that thing that drives you crazy. I forgive you. I release you. I love you. I release you. And just push it out of your energy field. And remember, stop the thoughts with that. I forgive you. I release you. Even if it's forgiving yourself, you're still forgiving yourself and you're releasing that energy that's driving you crazy so that you are not leaking energy anymore. Okay? Okay. Well, if you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments. I'll get to them. It's very fun for me to answer questions. And so you can check out my website at aurielgrace.net. There's a great blog on the website called Clarity 101. Lots of information there about energy and chakras and all kinds of fun stuff. And you can check out some of the books that I've written to assist you as well with your spiritual journey. You never know. Some of them might resonate totally with you. All right. So have a wonderful week. And remember, keep your hearts open and align with the energy of love. And I'll see you next time. Bye.